Hey guys, my name's Beckett. So Bluehole PUBG developers trying to sue Fortnite for ideas. So let's get into who's winning the war of Battle Royale. Alright guys, so let's get into it. So the first game isn't always the best game. When we look at other genres and stuff like that, you got Team Fortress, and then Overwatch took over it, improvised on it, added their own features, did stuff like this, and now it's probably one of the top dogs, which I haven't really played, but I've seen it. It's just not my genre I like, you know. So we got PUBG. It wasn't the first. What did we have? H1Z1 came out before that. It was such an amazing game when it first came out, you guys. I loved it. I played it over and over. But it kind of grew stale. And, well, I'm at about 200 hours right now. So this is a point where I think I have the ability to be critical, you know. I think my distaste for the game, it really goes back to their lies. And they keep lying, or they say they're going to put stuff in, but they never put it in. And the first big lie was the microtransaction. And that's still in the back of my head. I'm sure it's still in the back of a lot of people's head. You're an indie developer. You got an early access game. You make promises. You need to keep these promises. When you say, we're not going to put microtransactions in until the game launches. And then they put it in, and they make up some false excuse, stuff like this, saying, oh, no, it's for our esports. That was a cash grab. I don't care what you say. And it worked, and you made a lot of money on it. But that's where you started to fracture your community, in my opinion. And now we got server issues with it, and with them bringing up that they want to sue Fortnite, which is kind of crazy because you really can't do this. You can't claim ownership of a genre you didn't create when you stole it from a movie. And then we had H1Z1 before that. I just don't understand. You can't sue someone for a genre. You can't sue someone for an idea. You don't own those things, okay? If they were blatantly just copy and pasting everything you did, but they didn't. It's not the same exact game. They added a few things, you know. I'll admit it, but we're in a free market. So if you make a good product, someone's going to make something just like you and try to outdo you all the time. And kind of one of the big problems with this is a casual game, okay? Anyone who's saying it's more than that is wrong. It's something you just turn on, you play, and then you die and you start a new game. That's casual at its most. That's why it's had such big success. You don't have to put a lot of time in it. You got people who only got an hour to play, and they just put a couple games in it. That's kind of the reason why Call of Duty does so well, and other like shooters where you really don't have to progress anything. PUBG is more on that because you don't have to have anything. There's nothing to do. You just turn on your computer and you hit play and you go, if it works. So when they try to say, oh, it's competitive, it's not a competitive game at all. And bringing it into esports, especially still in early access, and they didn't really have everything worked out. They didn't have the, you know, how they could view players and stuff like that. It was a disaster when I looked at it. And when the person who won it, I believe they just sat at Spawn Island way outside the circle, grabbed everything they need, and just used boosters and stuck outside the circle. And out of like 4 games, the solo winner only got 2 kills. So that needs to be balanced if they even think about it, you know. And we just go back to the whole ideas thing. Like H1Z1 was first. If there's something before that, I don't know. But there's a lot of copies coming out. It's a popular thing. They got Grand Theft Auto made one. And then we got Fortnite. And I think Fortnite is the big competitor, to be honest, you guys. But with PUBG, you know, they're not really adding new content. And don't tell me, oh, they got new guns and stuff like this. And that's not new content. They need to add something to build on top of the base game, you know, something that adds new features, something fun to do, you know. And the fact that they're not really fixing issues, their main thing, that they were so ready just to push out these loot boxes, but they weren't ready to fix anything else. They weren't ready to add new stuff. They couldn't add vaulting, stuff like this, you know. And if they're going to add anything, add some kind of progression, some kind of skill system, you know, where you just, I'm not making it OP, but just so, you know, you have a little better aim, or you just something to give us something to do. Because for a player like me, if it's just not that fun and I don't see a reason to play, I mean, I work 50, 60 hours a week. I have my family and I do YouTube. So my schedule is full. So the little time that I want to enjoy and just play a video game, and sometimes not even want to make content. I want to come in, I want to enjoy it. I don't want to just slog through the same old thing and nothing new ever going to happen. I know I'm going to land at like 3 or 4 different spots depending on where my plane goes. And then I know what I'm going to grab, what I'm going to use. I know I'm just going to sit there and wait on the edge of the circle for it to close until we get to like the last 15, 20 people. And then I kind of start playing. So that's just the way it is, you know? So then we got other issues like building, loading textures. Sometimes I just go in and it looks like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like cardboard houses almost. I don't know if they fixed that, but I still get every once in a while along with crashes and stuff. And it's just, the performance just not there. And I don't have a bad computer, but I don't have an OP computer. I have enough to run everything in the market right now, but you shouldn't be getting frame rate dips every once in a while. And on the settings I'm running, like sometimes it's like boom, with my recording software, which doesn't take up that much FPS, you know. So I don't understand. So now we get to the second part. Fortnite comes in. They're the creator of what is it? Epic Games. They're the creator of Unreal Engine. Their Unreal Engine licensed the engine to PUBG to use, and it's like Bluehole doesn't even know how to use that engine at all, because when you look at what Fortnite has done, I'm kind of amazed. So Fortnite started out as like a survival builder, kind of on the lines of Ark, Rust, Minecraft, but cartoonish, you know. So that's how it started. From what I've heard, it wasn't doing well, and it was actually doing fairly bad. And then they brought in Battle Royale, and when I was kind of looking through the eyes of PUBG, I'm like, oh no, they're stealing the ideas. And then I look, and they added a couple new features, and just everything, the way it looked, I was kind of cool. I mean, in the base game, you build fortresses, you have traps, turrets, everything that you can expect on, you know, like a survival game, you know. But they added that in the Battle Royale, you know, to give it a little thing. So I was playing the other day, and I heard bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm like, what is that? You know, so I see a dude, I just go to rush. I'm electrocuted. I'm dead, you know. So you can do that, traps, turrets, stuff like this, which is, I didn't get to build a turret. I couldn't find the stuff, or I didn't know how to build it, to be honest. You can build stairs. I went up in this like big guard tower, and I knocked down the stairs, and I just built this little like sniper room where I could just see people coming through and start shooting them. It was a blast, you know. It was a breath of fresh air. It was something, you know, I never really played and never really got to do. So when I look at Fortnite, they do everything PUBG did, but they cut all the fat, you know, all the stuff we don't need, you know, just to make the game fun, you know, exciting. Like I said, this game runs better on the same engine, you know. I had no frame rates. All my settings were on ultra, and I kind of just fixed the settings. Like I run the settings when I try to like win on PUBG, and I think when it get really crazy and stuff, I would hit like 60, but I would never, it would be between 60 and about 100 FPS all the time. And like I said, guys, I'm not running a good computer. So if you're running an amazing computer, you're probably getting 120, 130 all the time, everywhere. And now we go back to like the art style. There's a lot of games. You got Overwatch, Team Fortress was like that. And there's just a few other games I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's got a unique art style. It's kind of cartoony, so you know it's casual, and it looks fun. You know, it's fun to look at. It's not like there's not a lot of problems when you're running the engine. You can jump on things, you jump on tires, and you fly up. You know, it's just a cool looking art style. You know, and I like games like that, especially when it's a casual. If I'm playing like a hardcore shooter, you know, like there's games like Tarkov and stuff like that, and I want it to be realistic as possible. But if I'm just playing a casual game where I just hop on, play a couple games, and then hop off and play what I want to play, or go do what I got to do with my family, with my job, whatever it takes, that's cool. That's what I'm looking for. And the fact that you don't even have to play PUBG or anything. It's a third-person shooter. There's no first-person mode, so you just you pick up the gun, you shoot. It's really easy. It's not that difficult. You shoot, and you know everything. There's no bullet drop. There's nothing you have to worry about. It's just casual, and it's fun. You know, again and again. And it's just they're putting a new angle on Battle Royale, you know, with the building, and it being not serious is actually a great thing for a game that doesn't have progression, doesn't have certain things like this. It doesn't need to be super OP like, oh, I gotta do this, do this. When you die, you're like, oh, whatever, I'll be back in the game in 30 seconds. It's not really a big thing, you know? So, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, Fortnite just seems like the far superior game with more features, streamlined, has a little more depth. I don't know, it just, maybe I'm just looking through, you know, my rose-colored glasses, or I'm suffering from fatigue and stuff like this from playing so much PUBG. But this is great. This is what happens when the free market gets a hold of something and someone else gets their hands on it, and they make it better. And this is all about competition, you know? Like if we're always competing and stuff like this, it's awesome, because then you got PUBG and we got Fortnite right now. There's other games, but they really don't compare to either of the two. These are two that are well made, but this is going to get PUBG on their heels, and this is why they're threatening to sue. They're saying, oh, you're stealing ideas and stuff like this. No, you're just mad because they made a better game than your game. So this is going to strike them. They're probably already in hustle mode right now, trying to put out everything perfect, you know, do this, get everything rolling and stuff like this. You know, like I said, competition is always better, you know. Look at, you got AMD and you got Nvidia, man. They're pushing out graphics card against each other. You're getting the best price and you're getting the best stuff. Same thing goes for anything you buy with your computer, with games of the same style. It's just better for the consumer at the end of the day. And the fact that this game is free, you're like, oh, I don't gotta pay for it. So I'm gonna put the link in the description, guys. Try it out for yourself. Have a blast. It's a fun, easy pickup game. Takes like 10 minutes to download. Like I said, no microtransactions that I saw. I mean, you can actually buy the full game, but it's not really, you're not like pushed to do it. There's no reason you actually need it. There's no loot you need unless you're playing the original game. So I'll put that stuff in the description, and don't forget to hit that subscribe, that like, that share, that comment, whatever you can, guys. And I'll see you guys next time.